I wanted to show a little bit with our damage reports that the drivers can do and how to access them in the system. So let me bring up that same call again here. I'm actually going to go back to my original. Let's bring this back up on the screen. There it goes. So the drivers do have a lot of different tools in the field. So the first one, if you're looking for more just a damage waiver, you want your drivers to capture some sort of signature that the customer is responsible for. They understand different waivers that you may have. A lot of people might have this on a paper copy right now. We have built this into the app now. Under the receipts option, or the tow ticket, we have all the information. Now in the past, if you wanted to hide pricing, there's a lot of companies that want to hide pricing. This, you couldn't access it. We did change that now. If you want your drivers to see pricing, great, it's going to show by default. If you want to hide it for the tow ticket, or if the driver is going to send this out to a customer and you want to hide that pricing on the tow ticket, we can do that now. Let's go to settings real quick. So under each account, under the pricing tab, there's a new hide pricing on tow ticket checkbox. If that's checked, you're still going to be able to send a receipt to the customer with a signature, but they're not going to see pricing. So this is great for your motor club accounts or any accounts that maybe the driver doesn't need to see pricing or the customer doesn't need to see pricing. You have that option to hide it, but still have the ability to send out a tow ticket now. Where'd it go? There it is. So in this case, mine's turned on, but if I would save this, this would all disappear down here. So the driver has the ability to email this out with the little first icon. They can print it if they have the little Bluetooth printers. But if they get the signature on here, so we're going to go ahead and click that. Bring our customer's name in. Let's say it's me. Hit continue. This new screen comes up. So you have a tow ticket message and you have a legal statement. So I have just general stuff on this account. And I'll show you exactly where to add this in a second. Customer reads this over, clicks I agree, and now they can sign right on the phone with a finger or stylus, whatever the driver has. Once they do that, let this load here. Let's run it real slow here. There it goes. When this picture loads, that's going to be the customer signature. So now if I email this or print it, depending on which solution you go with, that signature is going to be attached to that tow ticket for the customer now. To get those, whatever verbiage you want on there. So if we go to, oops, I'm going to go here. Go back to your settings. This is division specific. So I have one division, so I'm going to click green light towing. Under the accounting tab here, you have a message for invoice message. This is a message that appears at the bottom of every single one of your invoices. These are the ones that are generated through desktop, DA desktop. Your legal statement is what we just saw, and then we also saw the tow ticket message. The legal statement your customer agrees to. The tow ticket message is what actually appears on the tow ticket in addition to their signature, assuming your driver got it. So depending on what you want your customer to see or sign off on, you have two spots to put that in. But again, this tow ticket message will appear at the bottom of the tow ticket 100% of the time. Your legal statement will show up for your customer to agree to and sign off on. I've seen people span both boxes, one or the other, both. It just depends where you want to put it. But that's where you put that information is for the driver app to trigger that message now for your customer. Now, the damage part of it, if you're doing just a straight damage claim or a damage sign-off, there's three dots down here. They call it a more icon. If we click on that, you actually have two options in here. One for a key drop-off, one for a vehicle damage. Key drop-off is basically somebody signing off on, let's just say, again, it was me. It's who's ever taking possession of those keys. They're signing off on it or basically accepting responsibility for those keys. So maybe you do work with dealerships or shops or anything like that. You can actually type in the person's name that has those keys or who the driver handed those keys to, and they can sign off on it. All that information, 877 here. All that information is going to be saved as a signature in your photos here. And say, so this is the sign off on the ticket. So it was me, dated and time stamped. And then this is the new one for keys delivered to Matt. So they call tomorrow, hey, you guys dropped the car off here, where are the keys? Be like, oh, Matt over at your shop signed for it yesterday. You guys have the keys. It's not your responsibility anymore. I've also heard of drivers putting Dropbox, or they actually put where they left the keys if it was overnight, and then the driver just kind of signs off on it. That way, again, maybe in the morning they call, a dispatcher or somebody can pull up that call and be like, oh, it looks like the driver put the keys in the Dropbox. You might want to check there to find the keys for that vehicle. So a couple different options or ways to use that. The vehicle damage now. So what this can be used for, so we're going to click the plus to start a new vehicle damage, and we're looking at a flattened out car. The driver's going to basically touch where there's damage. So let's say it's this window. We're going to say that it's cracked. You can make new options in here as well. So this is just a default list that we came up with. You can have 100 different things in here if you wanted to, but we kind of narrowed it down to some of the basic things. So we can say window cracked across entire thing. So whatever detail that your driver wants to put in there, and then they can attach a photo. So we'll just take a photo. Take a picture of the laptop here. Use photo, and then I'm going to click done in the upper right hand corner. All right. I'm going to resize the photo. We do that on purpose so it doesn't use up a lot of the driver's data. Right. So there's my damage point, and I would just repeat the process however many times I need to, but now I have a customer confirmation. I agree with the driver's assessment of this vehicle, the crack or however many pieces of damage that are on there. I click I agree. Put the customer's name in. Continue. And now your customer signs off on the damage. Right. All those pictures, all those signatures, all of those are going to save to the call here. So let's actually refresh this. So now I have 4. So I have my picture, I have my signatures, customer confirmation, so on and so forth. All right. Let's say you actually need to send that report out to somebody. That's in here, it's just buried in this more dropdown. Vehicle damage. So here is my damage report. Now if I email this to somebody, they obviously can see everything, whether they printed it or not, but if I email it to them, well, that one's, I think it's marked as private. Oops, let's go back to it. Actually, that might not have uploaded all the way just yet. They'll be able to click on that photo and see a bigger version of it. I think I disconnected because of the internet and how the stream is right now. They'll have the option to bring that up. The customer signature was down at the bottom. So if I sent this report to somebody, they would see all of that. So yeah, it's gonna, I'm getting disconnects here because of my stream. Let's see if we can try it one more time. There it is. So here's my customer signature down here at the bottom, and then I have everything else on here as well. And again, if I had multiple pictures or whatever, they would all show, or multiple damage points, they would show here as well. Right. The only other thing you can access now in the system from this more dropdown is the tow ticket. So if I needed to send it out from dispatch, you have the option to do that as well. This is my tow ticket message I was talking about. Here's our signature for our customer. And then I can obviously print this, I can email it, or I can fax it right from the software as well. So you have all those options. For the tow ticket, just like you would for the invoice or any report for that matter, all those options are always across the top there. All right.